Hey everybody, welcome to Special Report. This is your host, TruePowerIsMine. Today's date is February 26, 2019, the year of our Lord. Listen guys, this episode should be called Nations in Crisis. We're going to talk about several things. I want to first start off with this interesting story. This gentleman here is Chris Kyle, U.S. Navy SEAL with the most confirmed kills. Let's see what Wikipedia has to say about him.
Christopher Scott Kyle, April 8, 1974 to February 2, 2013, was a United States Navy SEAL and sniper. He served 4 tours in the Iraq War and was awarded several commendations for acts of heroism and meritorious service in combat. He was awarded 1 Silver Star Medal, 4 Bronze Star Medals with V devices, a Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal, and numerous other unit and personal awards. 48. Kyle was honorably discharged from the U.S. Navy in 2009 and published his best-selling autobiography, American Sniper, in 2012. An eponymous film adaptation of Kyle's book, directed by Clint Eastwood, was released 3 years later. In 2013, Kyle was murdered by Eddie Ray Routh at a shooting range near Chalk Mountain, Texas called Rough Creek Lodge. 9. A former Marine with post-traumatic stress disorder. Routh was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison without parole.
Okay, there it is. He gets popped on the gun range in Texas. And what else has happened in Texas? Didn't a Supreme Court judge die in Scalia, I believe, on a ranch also in Texas? This is what I'm talking about. This is a nation in crisis. We're totally headed down the wrong road. Unfortunately, Christopher Kyle was basically murdered by a Marine, unfortunately, with, as they say, post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay? I would try to reach out to Senior Chief to see if he had, some inside football on the situation. Haven't heard back from him yet. As you all may have known, his channel has been taken down by YouTube. So, we are definitely headed towards censorship, and it's not going to be a very good thing. It's not going to be okay. It's not going to be cool. It's going to be really, really bad for us. All right, so now let's get on with it. Let's get on with it. The nation's in crisis. Hanoi. Actually, I want to see about India and Pakistan. If you guys haven't heard, right here, Pakistan and India are basically at it again. These countries have traditionally not liked each other. It's the biggest escalation between South Asian nuclear armed rivals in decades. With a bitterly contested election in India just weeks away, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was quick to exploit his military airstrike on a terrorist camp inside Pakistan Tuesday. So that just happened a couple of days ago. Like, what is today? That happened yesterday. Okay, so that happened yesterday, and this obviously came out today. So the whole point is, guys, are we headed for a nuclear war? Are we really headed for World War III? Despite what a lot of experts tell us and all this, because don't forget, this is the same country that in the 50s told us, duck and cover, guys. Atomic bomb, your desk will magically protect you from the harmful radiation, blah, blah, blah. Human nature has told us has shown us time and time again. Whenever the correct technology comes into play, there are men and women out there with such levels of hate in their heart. They're more than willing to go ahead and use these terrible weapons. Just put this in perspective. What if the enemies of the Allies during World War II possessed nuclear weapons? With the concept of blitzkrieg, do you see nuclear weapons being a part of that? And if so, how would that war have turned out? See, guys, the reality is this. We are hanging on by a shoestring and needle and thread. And if you don't understand this, if you don't get the point, let me pull this up. Let me pull this up right here. Hitler's book, My New Order.
According to Google Books, a collection of Hitler's speeches set in a running commentary.
All right. There's a book, basically like the computer just said. It's a amalgamation of most of Hitler's speeches. And that is one of the books our president allegedly reads at night. And it talks about many things. Hold on, let me jump over here. I know I can. And to hell with copyrights. I don't care if this video is not monetized, because this one here is for the people. It's for getting out. Reveals royalties. Hold on. No. See, they only have one book. They don't really talk about. That was my problem the other night. I tried to find more information about My New Order. And hold on. I got to expand her out. Yeah. Let me try to. Hold on, what's this?
Pop quiz. The New York Times recently published an article about a politician who rose to power through demagoguery, showmanship, and nativist appeals to the masses, regarded by many as a self-obsessed clown who fomented chaos by playing to crowds' fears and resentments. Which politician is it talking about? If you said Adolf Hitler, you're right. If you said Donald Trump, you're not alone. Those quotes come from the Times review of a new Hitler biography chronicling his rise to power. On the surface, the review dutifully records the book's observations about Hitler's journey from rabble-rousing orator to Germany's most powerful politician. But in tweets and headlines, reporters noted there was a lot of overlap between the writer's description of Hitler and common criticisms of Trump. The Hitler-Trump comparisons are nothing new. Hitler's rise to power gives the establishment a useful parable about the dangers of letting far-right populism overrun the government. But it's also worth noting America today isn't facing the same pressures as Germany in the 1930s. A severe economic crisis and a sustained campaign of violence made it easier for the Nazis to seize...
Stop. Right there. There it is, guys. The last link to this puzzle, to this totalitarian state, will be the economic collapse. The hatred in the heart has already been sown. The distrust and divide has already been built. All we're waiting on now is for the dollar to crash, and all these young men will rally behind these concepts and truly do the last great heinous act against humanity. The next order that will arise, and it will arise, let there be no mistake, will be a total tyranny. Having drones, quantum computers, clones, DNA therapy, mind-altering technology, all at their disposal. You think what these guys did was bad? What's coming down, what's coming our way, is going to make this look like cupcakes in Candyland. Let's finish this report.
Total control of the government. Trump, meanwhile, is relying on a strong anti-establishment sentiment in voters and his personal branding as a super successful businessman. Those traits might propel Trump to power, but they seem less likely to destroy the republic. For Newsy, I'm Grant Sunison.
Okay. That was Grant Citizen from Sneezy or whatever. Yeah, I had a conversation with Mark from Anaheim the other day. made a couple of videos. I was looking up some of the things that, oh my God. All right. Once again, here's a movie to check out, guys. Gone Girl. Gone Girl. It will let you know what's really going on, and you might have saw my video I put up yesterday concerning rare photos of the Civil War. I did that on purpose, kind of to put our minds into perspective that a lot of the John Birchers now have a problem with government schools, or as most people would say, public schools. All right. And even in that movie, Ride with the Devil, when they went to Lawrence, Kansas to burn it down, they went there to destroy that school because that school was the only school that had colored folks, white folks, Native American folks, all in school learning together. And let's face it, when it comes to hate and division, we can't have that unity now. That unity that's a really bad thing. So they went and killed them, women and children and men. All right. Now, I know you guys have all seen lately here in the news about the Catholic Church, how the new Pope is really trying to get the sexual abuse or culture, subculture, whatnot, in the priesthood under control. Now, the problem with this, if the Catholic Church, just in doctrine, could somehow override humans' natural desire to want to procreate or participate in sexual activities, well, that's impossible. You can't overcome that with just words. You can't overcome that with mantra and all that. You can overcome that, though, by getting a woman and marrying her and loving her and having children. You can use that natural drive that's in you and channel it into a woman. She produces your baby, and you love her and the baby, and you go on about your business. Now, you can handle it like that, or you can pretend that you're above all that, and you're going to be over here doing some nasty things in the shadow. This is the problem with the hypocrisy in a government that is built upon lies versus built upon truth and logic. It's not logical for a grown man not to want to participate in a relationship with a female, or in this day and age, apparently a male, or a transgender, or a robot. Let's be politically correct. Okay, so this is why I say this country, this nation, is in a state of crisis, because we have gone so far off a point because of people unwilling to share with other normal people, because these people don't look like them or whatnot, don't act like them or whatnot, that we're willing to, not we, because some people don't have a choice. Some people are truly reactionary. But I'm just saying this for clarity. We elect to allow this to happen. We elect leaders who are debased. We elect leaders who go on flights with Jeff Epstein to islands to do who knows what. And I find it funny that when Mark brought that up on the show, it was less than 2 days later, there was a news report coming out talking about Jeff, the prosecutors under investigation for the light sentence that Jeff Epstein received. So you can't sit here and say that we're not having an effect. There are people listening to this program, listening to your program and what you're doing, and you don't even know, but they're drawing off of it, and you are having an effect, whether you want to accept this fact or not. And that's what's so beautiful. Hold on, I want to jump back over here real quick. I thought I saw another story. Okay. I I know the rough start stories. There's really not much there. But hold on, there was a good one. Oh, this one right here. VP Biden, the rock star treatment. Come on, guys. If you guys don't know by now, these politicians ain't playing around. Hold on.
You'll get 6 months limit.
Oh my God, that sounded horrible. How much crap is loading up on this page? I mean, so bad that the advertisement sounds like crap?
Google apps or services, like search.
Oh God. This is a long-ass app, too. They're not joking. I'm sorry, guys. Let me put my hand so you guys don't have to see this nonsense. All right. Oh, no. It's not one of those. I can't have the sound on because it could be a copyright. Oh, fuck. I already crossed that copyright bridge on this one anyhow. Fuck it. We'll have this little new age sound. Join hands, people. Forget this. We're going to have to paraphrase this crap. Broward Center last month, Joe Biden was simply a former vice president and possibly 2020 presidential candidate. He was an artist similar in many ways to many other entertainers. Hold on. Since when are government officials entertainers? Oh, I see the correlations. Think about it. All entertainers have managers or handlers, people that tell them what to do, and they go by the script. Oh, gee, our politicians are doing the same thing, and they're letting us know right here in this article. He was an artist, similar in many ways to many other entertainers. Yes, he had corporate interests pulling the strings, and he basically followed the script. Hell, he should get an Oscar nomination. That's why this country is going the way it's going. Joe Biden was paid $150,000 to answer a series of questions at Broward Center 2 weeks ago. So, in other words, here's the gag, guys. Not only were they bogus questions, I sit down with you, we come up with some questions, snowball questions that are totally easy for you to answer, and then I'm going to turn around and pay you $150,000 to appear on the show to basically parrot these questions and answers. Come on, man. It just reminds me of the movie. You guys can't handle the truth. That's why we lie. That's why we steal your money. All right, so this is from the Sun Sentinel. I want to cite all my sources. I'm not using your stupid little work like plagiarism. Oh my God, this is what I've done. No. Now this is interesting. I was going to do a report on Yemen. Of course, I got preoccupied doing other things, but here it is. CNN Politics. Trump announced recovery of American hostages in Yemen. Now, what were Americans doing in Yemen? It is my honor. Hold on. It is my honor today to announce Danny Burch, a United States citizen, has been held hostage for 18 months, dude. This cat's been there for 18 months. Been recovered and united with his wife and children. Trump tweets, yay. I appreciate the effort of the United States Arab Emirates in bringing Danny home. Danny's recovery reflects the best of what the United States and its partners can accomplish. Really. Now, what was Danny Burch doing there, though? That's what I want to know. What was he doing in Yemen? Oh, well, looky there. Danny Burch, an American oil worker freed after captivity. And so so basically, old Danny boy was over there looking for oil, gets hemmed up, gets caught up, and he's released. So Yemen, if you guys are investing in oil, I bet you my bottom dollar there's oil in Yemen now. I mean, I'm sure there's oil there already. In fact, hold on. How much oil does Yemen produce? Yes. I should have just typed it to begin with, but whatever. It all adds out. Yemen contains proven crude oil reserves of more than 4 billion barrels. Although these reserves are not expected to last more than 9 years, the output from the country's old fields is failing. A concern since oil provides around 90% of the country's export. Oh, well. Maybe there's not crude there after all. Maybe he was there. Oh, Danny Boy's there to suck up the last bit of crude. And now, well, we should know by now. Hold on, let's see if Halliburton's facilities in Yemen. I know they're slimy asses. They're there. Middle East, Halliburton, blah, 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 Qatar, and Yemen. Yemen's in it. It's right there. So, yeah, I knew that their hands would be there somewhere. But listen, guys, you enjoy your life, don't you? You enjoy that fancy new Tesla out front. You like going into your kitchen and whipping up something on your fancy-dancy, cooking devices, whatever they may be. Well, all that shit's made possible because of Halliburton. All that shit's made possible because of, conglomerates basically going out throughout the world, victimizing, brutalizing, confiscating raw materials, and then bringing them back to so-called first world countries as products for consumers to purchase. So if you really want to do something for humanity, seriously, and I'm not talking about something cheesy, you don't got to give up anything other than your excessive consumption of products. Well, that's what they're going to ultimately tell you. That's the ultimate scam here, is that we're going to end up basically, having to weave our own clothes out of deer hides and all this. And no one's trying to do that. I'm telling you, I'll be the first one. Listen, I enjoy the outdoors like the next guy. I enjoy fishing, walking, hiking, doing drills in the woods. This is discovering and exploration in general. I enjoy doing that type of shit. Is that to say I want to go back to that type? Hell no. No one's trying to go back to the primitive stage, and most people wouldn't go there anyways. They would die. Picture one of these millennials actually, and I'm not talking about a rural, I'm talking about a suburb or straight up city cat or gal having to go out into the woods for the very first time, skin some poor critter, try to cook it and consume it without any salt, pepper, any type of seasoning. I think a lot of people will have a hard time eating that. In fact, actually, I know a lot of people have a hard time eating that. A lot of people straight up die. They'll hit them dumpsters looking for that half-eaten Subway sandwich before they go out there talking about, I'm going to kill me a rabbit or catch me a fish and skin it. So the thing is, guys, United States in crisis. The thing is that we have better, hold on. There we go. We have better get with it and get with it really quick. Listen. To all my brothers who are angry out here on the streets, I just want to let you know there is no other country in this world that's going to accept you. Irregardless of all, don't fall for the okie doke, brothers. Stay and fight. Stay and die here than try to end up becoming a basically second-class citizen somewhere else. Because good men and women, all the way from the very first man to die in the American Revolutionary War, Crispus Attucks, all the way to the man and woman who just got shot right now as I speak, that just got murdered. Those people have died so that you can be free. Now, there's always going to be haters in position of power. That's why I can't roll with this Bernie Sanders socialism bit to the extreme. Because I already know how racists interact in a quasi-capitalistic society. How do you think racists will really interact with people in a straight-up socialist society? How many racist people who would have to, like, say that you have to go there to register, they'll be putting bullshit in your file. How many racist people will be poisoning your food that you have to eat because you have no other choice? You have to take these things into consideration. Honestly, if we had a true capitalistic society with no gatekeepers, that would be the most optimum bet for people seeking true freedom. Because within the capitalism structure, you could find some sort of niche and work what you got to work in there. But in a communist or socialist or fascist society, well, you're basically going to be given a hand of cards, and you better play them correctly, because any misplay, then you die or you get imprisoned. Similar to the society we got now, because we don't really live in a capitalist society here in the United States. It's not capitalistic when you have redlining laws. It's not capitalistic when insurance basically write laws on people's behavior, because we don't want to pay out these policy claims, not when we can get the government to make their behavior illegal to begin with and still charge them for policies, for premiums on policies. So you got to understand, guys, we are in a total trick bag right now from all sides. Very few voices of reason out there. Most are skewed with forms of hate, either way, either side of the fence, you want to say. But I hear very few voices other than my own talking about everyone come together, who are willing to come together, not by force. That doesn't work. This show is just for folks that understand things are wrong. They don't have hate in their heart, but they want to fix the problem because they love their children and they want to see their children have a better future, free of all this violence and BS. Why do you think right now a judge in Texas just stated that an all-male draft is unconstitutional? Why do you think a judge made that verdict? Because, boys and girls, when the next draft comes up, you better be ready to hand over your daughters, by God, or else we'll just take them. Your daughters are going to be going to war. Way to go, feminists. Yes, yes. This is ridiculous. This is sad. I don't want to see anybody's daughter or son go to fight these damn corporate wars. And you know what? I'm going to put it out here in the universe right here, right now. If you want to end technology being proliferated by foreign countries, for national security reasons, all manufacturers of all guns, the ammunitions, the weaponry, and other things our military needs should be under government control. Meaning that when those veterans get finished deploying, they don't have to go to AT&T. They don't have to go to any of these private corporations. By law, if they want to, they could go into those factories and continue service to the country in more of a worker role. And those factories would be ran by officers. That would be the management. Generals would obviously be the board of directors and whatnot, because most of our generals are desk jockeys anyways. Everyone had to sign paperwork saying they will not disclose what they're doing, just like they did in the military. So you don't really have to worry about security issues. And all that technology would stay in country. Because if you have a private, say General Dynamics makes a better motor, it's a private company. It can give that information, even though those motors could be used in tanks or machines of various types, helicopters, whatever. That's a private company. They technically could share that information with others. The information can get out versus it was in a closed system. But see, talking like that would get one pop quick. You know why? because all these people who have the factories now, they're making the weapons like Boeing or Drummond and them, they will pop someone talking crazy like that. Hold on. In fact, let's illustrate this point. Military defense spending by company. Wait. Which companies receive the most money from the military?
I found 18 on MSN.com. Here are the first three. United Technologies Corporation, General Dynamics, and Northrop Grumman.
Raytheon, Bay System, Boeing. All these cats right here will put a bullet in your fucking brain talking about the military builds their own weapons. And it really would make sense. Think about it. The military already have the expertise of people who potentially use the gear in the field. They'll have direct access to engineers so they can make mission critical updates immediately. But see, the problem with that is the United Tech Corp, General Dynamics, Northrop Grumman, and Raytheon and Bay and Boeing and Lockheed Martin, all of them have lobbyists. And those lobbyists have access to our senators and representatives. Therefore, meaning they can keep the status quo. They can keep the $36.44 billion in profits. This is who really owns this company or country. People like this. Now, we can keep on playing these games. I want to be free. Blah, blah, pork chop and a sandwich. We keep on playing these games. But as we're sitting here cutting each other's throats over crumbs on the proverbial floor, these cats are building up wealth for generations to come. Trust me, the CEO or the owners of United Technologies, they got bomb shelters of the likes you wouldn't see. People who own Raytheon, they got weapons. So someone runs up on them, they can handle that. But what do you have, citizen, as far as security? I mean, what guarantees do you have, citizen, that some SWAT team won't mistake your home and bust down your door and put a bullet in your brain thinking that you're some sort of bad guy? What assurances, citizen, do you have that you can walk down the street and won't get beat up, raped, robbed, murdered by a bad guy? What type of security do you have? Heck, if you go in the wrong state with your pistol, you can face 8 years in gun charges. Hold on. Don't believe me? Let's check it out. Gun charges, Illinois.
According to Chicago criminal defense and DUI attorney, this charge can result in up to 1 year in jail and a fine of $2,500.
Google's quick to let you know about that. You better not be making no gun. Listen, guys, if you don't get it, let me be explicitly clear. You only have one purpose. Your purpose is to turn dirt into product to be sold so someone else can be rich. And what I mean by dirt, everything that you have around you comes from the dirt. Everything. From your home to the body that you possess, to the shoes, to your underwear, all of it comes from the dirt in one way or another. They're working on robots to take you out of the loop. Once they get a robot that we can put out there and it can go in there and mine out that ore, process that ore, make metals, go in there and pick them avocados and grapes and oranges and put them on the dinner. Once we can achieve this, then you are no longer needed and the useless eaters will be exterminated by micro drones, more than likely, with biological agents to basically seep down into the bomb shelters or those who may be hidden in crevices. Like I said, guys, they got a plan for this world, and it don't involve most of us. The world they would love to see will be maybe a few million dedicated sex slaves for their enjoyment. Maybe a couple of 100,000 for physical, gladiator sports. And then the rest will be them and their children. Nobody else is needed after that. They got robots for medical, robots for true security, robots to do this, that, and the other. They got doctors whipping up gene therapy for life extension. And while they're doing all that, or while they're doing all this right now to make that manifest, we're so busy talking about, whatever. Black dudes in dresses, Elizabeth Warren now wanting to pander to black folks, all this nonsense. And actually more divisive stuff. Listen, I come to reality. You're not going to stop homosexuality. You're not going to stop transgenderism. You're not going to stop Satanism. You're not going to stop Luciferian. You're not going to stop none of that. You really aren't. Unless you stop it, at least in your own mind. Now, you can stop it in your own mind and your own actions, absolutely. But as far as society is concerned, you can't do it. It's impossible at this point. Can you look into Venezuela's crisis? Yeah, let's do it right now. Venezuela's crisis, what's up? Okay, here's the BBC. Hold on. We'll go to that one, but I want to see this Washington Post, but then we'll come right back. It better not be a video. Where's the sound?
On the western front of Venezuela, a showdown over humanitarian aid. Thousands marched on the border with Colombia, calling for trucks filled with foreign aid to be allowed into the country.
We are tired of this situation. Having from a fever, this is enough. Wait, what about the so-called president? He can't call himself. Wait, we want freedom in Venezuela. It's about time.
Protesters had gathered before dawn to begin their 25-mile journey. The National Guard tried to stop them with several roadblocks along the route, but they pressed on. When they arrived at the border towns of San Antonio and Urena, they were met with tear gas and rubber bullets. Medics on the scene treated protesters for breathing problems and head wounds. In San Antonio, protesters retreated from the tear gas fired by soldiers. Then, unofficial pro-government militias, known here as colectivos, arrived on motorbikes. Demonstrators were surrounded from both directions. The militia opened fire.
Hold on, there's something really big happening right now. Wasn't so early in the morning I would actually make a call to a friend. Hold on, let me just one more minute, Kiki. Let me finish this report, and then I will find out.
But even as those protesters dispersed, another wave was arriving. The violence would continue throughout the day.
All right, I can't. All right, Kiki. I'm gonna go to Torn. I gotta get off Google here. We're gonna go to Torn and we'll find out. We'll see what's up in Venezuela right now. Hold on, this takes a minute. It takes a while actually for this program to load up all of its little noids and shit. Come on. All right, here we go. Where's... There it is. Yeah, it just totally wipes out all my stuff. Oh, no. Oh, come on, Torn. You're looking bad here. Alright, now I'm going to hit what's going on in Venezuela now. I bet you they have me coming in from some other country, I'm sure. Dozens of protesters have been killed. Apparently, Nick, Venezuela, there's some major stuff going on right now as we speak. But now this is back from 2000. I'm going to have to go into an onion of some sort. Hold on. With Torn, it's really kind of different. You got an onion. No. How to access online, blah, blah, blah. We need to go deep web, guys, for a second. Because sometimes you can find news and articles down there that you will not find, literally. I don't want to find the hidden blah, blah, blah. Hold on. Now, I will take this off. Hold on, guys. I'm going to take this off camera because, unfortunately, with this, I'll let you guys listen to this. But with this Torn, things can pop up there bad.
Another gun battle broke out between demonstrators and soldiers. This one lasting for hours.
Even if you're not in a riot, if you're not in a protest, you can see that the people is pissed. The people is angry, always, because of all these crises that the country is been through. All the people is angry at Maduro. And you can see that in every town that you go in Venezuela.
Recently, President Trump gave the White House press pool insight into his negotiating strategy for his upcoming summit with Kim Jong.
All right, hold on. Okay, I had to get onto this site. It's dark web news. All right, so stolen election. I'm not seeing. Hold on. Where is it? Venezuela should have free and open fair elections. Blah, blah, blah. So should we. And normally this has. And this came out too late. I better move this off because something tells me this could be bad. Uh-oh. Hold on. No. Gets this back over here. This is the dark web they're talking about. Hopefully there'll be something on here. German, Dutch, drugs. This is all about drugs, man. This is why there's an opioid epidemic. All these fools up here on this shit, instead of looking up news, they're trying to find, where can I get dope? I gotta pull this back off, guys, because last time I pulled up something that was it was really inappropriate. Okay. What about pace and go? German man sentenced 2 years for buying it. Oh shit. Because now you know this dark web is not the place to be. Hold on. Dark web. Onion. Hold on, let me go to onion list real quick. Once again, I am hidden URLs. I'll try this one. But I definitely got to take it back over here. I don't want to have the worst in post. Copyrights. I'm sorry. What the fuck? Anyhow. Look how slow this thing is. It's still working, man. This shit's still working. It's slow as hell. I'm just trying. Okay, here we go. Here's the list. Bam. Let's see. What list are well, not DuckDuckGo. None of that. None of that. Gateway to FreeNet. Nope. Nope. Seek and search. That might be okay. Bitcoin, Safe Anonymous. Project. Now, whenever you see a place like this, it says Project Evil or whatever, don't go there. That's straight up porn, dude. And it's not going to be the porn your grandpa's used to. It's going to be some craziness. Allegedly, Univision News team taken hostage in Venezuela. Well, thank you. That would have so much easier. I'm still down here though. Detained. Okay, they're detained. L girl. All right. So we have a hostage situation. So you guys don't want to see none of this black market shit, like what can we buy for next to nothing? I mean, they have all kinds of crazy stuff. Hold on. Lucky Eddie's house. Now that sounds kind of nondescript. Let me get this off. Get off my computer. I'm sorry, I got to edit this before because heaven knows what could come up. Now, when you come to like Eddie's Lucky House, blah, 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 that's all that it is. Kind of weird. Let's, oh, here we go. Right here. Something news. But let me pull this off just to verify. Because I don't want you guys to see any, nipples or nothing, anything bad. Heaven forbid. Destroy your little minds. Oh, come on, man. It kills me just how slow this deal is. Look at that shit. It's still fucking working right here. Ding, 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 ding. I don't know if I'm getting... Oh, shit. I better not go there, actually, right now. Oh, fuck. It's too late. I'm not running a VIN master. In other words, except for the VN master that's kind of built into Torn. Typically, you would have another one running as well. But I didn't pull mine up, so I'm straight up raw dogging the dark web right now. That's so raw. I'm surfing without protection, guys. Straight up. So, I guess you guys want to see the numbers to the whatchamacallit? The YouTube here, where we're at. It's not the greatest, guys. Actually, I'm kind of fallen a little bit, but it is what it is. Let's see if you guys see those numbers. Actually, it did come back, and then it went back down, so you guys can't totally see that. But there we are, man. 1.4 million watch time minutes, 50,000, blah, blah, blah. Our humble channel has gone up to $136. Yay. Oh, man, but this one right here, check this out. Once you get, like, monetized or whatever, you can start watching.
Hello, and welcome to Creator Insider. Number one.
Let me explain. Mute use. Pause, motherfucker. Oh, this motherfucker's unpausable. This motherfucker and this chick are the ones that sets the pace on YouTube. Not like them in particular. But this cat is the guy that determines if your videos are going to be monetized or not. And this chick does something in marketing. Basically, when you look at these two, you better understand this is the new dynamics of diversity. You have a white woman and an obvious gay white male. And it would be self-obvious when you start seeing this cat is wearing fingernail polish. This chick ain't. Look at her in the hands. I don't know if you can see that on the screen. You can't. Let me get her hands up here. Well, you can't. I can't. Whatever. I don't want to mess with my thing. But this chick is not wearing fingernail polish, and this dude is. But hold on, let's get to where I can get a hand shot on this cat. I mean, you can kind of see it. I don't know if you can see it, but there is fingernail polish on these nails. On my deal, I mean,
in the minutes and hours afterwards as well.
Look at his body language.
Signals from those types of sources, and we make sure that anything that would focus exclusively.
See, now I always wonder why any of my videos that I have made, and I said anything negative or disparaging about homosexuality, why would just get flagged and demonetized? Well, boom, there it is. There it is. And then think about it from a racist point of view. You got your diversity covered. You have a gay and you have a woman. Who cares if they're both white? You know, that's not the point, is it? I don't know. Hold on. According to CNN, they have been released. I think the journalist was released. I think they might be going to war with Venezuela. I wonder which country would side with Venezuela. We need Mark from Anaheim or Judge Joe Brown or even Craig Hewlett. Yes. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We need all three of them at the same time. Seriously. It'll be a... oh, man. So that's not... That link doesn't even work. It would be... it'd be awesome. Hold on, the Matrix. I gotta get that off because I can almost guarantee you that's gonna be some nasty stuff. See, this is what a typical dark website looks like. That's your splash page. You notice up here it says onion. It doesn't say anything, you know, .com. Now, if I was to click to enter there, which I'm not, but if I was, I guarantee you this place here is going to be all about drugs. There's a little pot symbol and then Bitcoin. You know, you can, this is crazy. I want to get out of here. I'm just going to close all that down because I don't want to deal with that. I'm not running the proper program, so I can't even go into the site that I wanted to. Judge Joe Brown. Oh, he's on Line Scrub Show. That's
Get
cool.
the Netspend Visa prepaid card. It comes packed with the features you deserve.
We have an unfortunate history, past and present, of playing the monkey on the organ grinder's chain and performing the most buffoonish type things for the entertainment of people who snicker at us. Not because it's funny, but because it's stupid. And it involves black people who are perceived as basically monkeys, she-chimps in blackface. An evening gown style tuxedo. One of the more preposterous things I've ever seen. They also had something else too. The presenter who would give...
Oh my God. Hold on. Let me just call up Judge Joe and see if I can't get him on. Like right now. I'd much rather have him on right now than... Uh-oh. Hold on. Oh, shit. Cool, cool, cool. I will, hold on. Awesome. It looks like I will be getting Roman Light on the for an interview later on this morning. But right now, let me call up Joe. Judge Joe. Hold on. Let me get out of there. Let me clear. I got too much crap. Okay, let me go. Close that door, please. Close the door. Okay, hold on. Hold on, guys. I'm just scrolling down. I got a lot of numbers. I could call Dr. Short as well. Or Wayne Madison. Hold on, let me call Judge. 1 second. Oh my God. Too many freaking numbers. There it is. Hey, good morning, Judge. How you doing? It's Patrick with the Other Morning Show, or Special Report. Just want to see, I'm doing pretty good. Just want to see if you had a few moments to possibly talk about the Oscar mess that was happening.
Was wearing a tuxedo dress.
Yes, that guy.
And also that thing that put on that costume to award the best costume, to award or present the best costume award. Yeah, okay.
Yes, that is. I can't believe that. I can't believe we have fallen this low.
We have. Let me say something about this. We're in the middle of Black History Month.
Yes.
And unfortunately, if you back off and look at what they've done with Black History Month, it is insulting for the non-obvious way on immediate examination. History is not about who did something, but what the significance of that something was and what the significant factors are in reference to current events, because we study history to learn its lessons so we do not repeat its mistakes, so our tomorrows are what we would like them to be rather than what they can be by default if we don't correct the errors of the past or reassert the effective things done in history.
Yes.
We never forget that in Black history. Not one damn presentation have I ever heard on through the media, through the press, or in school. Do we get that? We get Bozo jumped up 3 times and got a 10-foot height cumulatively in 1896 on the boardwalk somewhere, or somebody invented
peanut butter
machine so goddamn what? What's the effect?
Yeah.
And more distressingly on that applies to the immediate question, generally, every son of a bitch you hear glorified in Black history has got something to do with song and dance.
Yes.
Treatment, get up and down and entertaining somebody. They don't even mention W.B. Du Bois in the mainstream. They don't mention Garvey in the mainstream. They give you the equivalent of Bojangles and goddamn Step and Fetch and goddamn Amos and Andy bullshit that started off as some white folk on radio and then went to some black folk, and everybody's so happy because we got in there. So everybody we get glorified is somebody that entertains. And the entertainment is bad because, as Caesar said 2,000 years ago when he was talking to Mark Antony, he said the mob won't give a damn what we do to them so long as they get bread and services, fed and entertained. And we have been deep off into entertainment and nothing substantial. Everybody in the world knows hip-hop, rap, and all this other bullshit. I was in Sydney, Australia in 2000 in the basement of Party Central for the Olympics that Rupert Murdoch was putting on. There are no black people in there except me and my date. And the white boy that's on the mic doing the MC thing is saying, "Hey, everybody out there, there's Tommy. Tommy, that's my nigga. Come on up here, man." The white boy comes up. I said, "Oh, goddamn. There's poison is spread."
Yes.
And you get this buck dancing, simple-minded thing getting up there looking like a goddamn ignorant bitch with that damn tuxedo dress on. It's just more than I could stomach. I almost vomited. I said, God damn, what kind of fool allows himself to be used in such a fashion? There is a long-going 50-year thing that I'm old enough to remember because I saw it start on UCLA's college campus and around the country 50-plus years ago back in the mid-'60s. And they had a thing about, we got to get rid of masculinity.
Yes.
You got these little sword boy, beta boy, nerd motherfuckers that couldn't cut it being men even if they were white. You got these lesbian bitches. You got these man-hating feminist bitches. You got nascent LGBTQ because the gay boys did not like the masculine paradigm. And then you got the big factor that made it sneak in the mainstream was this bunch that started saying war is a man thing, so the way to stop war, and there was a huge reaction. People don't really understand today to the Vietnam War thing.
Right.
That was just a rebellion. It was to get rid of manhood and change the way boys are raised to be men so they're raised like girls.
Yes. There's no place
girls are emotional. They know how to cry, to shout, to let it all hang out instead of being so uptight and under self-control. And when they are emotional, they don't let all of this anger, hostility, frustration, and aggression build up and result in war. Duty, honor, obligation, and all of these man values cause war. So you must raise your boys, sisters, like they are girls, so they learn to be emotional. And that shit got started. But there was one other caveat going on here. When I was in high school, in college, if you wanted to go to a movie and you qualified as an adult, you took your 2 quarters or $1 and got 50 cents back, and you walked into the goddamn movie anytime you wanted to, and there were 2 movies. You sat through the part that you sat through, you watched the 2 or 3 cartoons, the little side feature, the second feature, and then you sat through the parts you missed and then left if you didn't want to see the whole thing through again. Every Thursday, they had 2 movies that were airing, and every Sunday, they had 2 new movies that aired. So the studios had a set of stars that acted in everything they did, and they had to come up with 150-some movies a year. Color television was driving the Hollywood studios into bankruptcy. The mafia had pulled out of their shadowy control of these studios, and they controlled most of them. So what happened was there were no rules because the rules that applied were mafia-type rules that were unstated but real. The studios started hiring all of this new breed with new ideas, but they were essentially gay and lesbian.
Yes.
They used the opportunity to run with this thing that was calling for emasculation. And they started a 50-some-year propaganda campaign. Now, let's jump to the Oscars. If you want to find out who's going to get what in the Oscars, you can find out a week before the Oscars take place. You go to the LGBT links that are set up with the Oscar emails. And I used to get all of them because I was on the board. I was one of those people whose dues qualified me for being on Oscar and Emmy boards.
And I got curious about these stop sign looking things that were pink, orange, and green. But when you click on them, I said, damn, LGBT. That's what they called it then. And they would tell you who was going to get an Oscar or an Emmy. And it was not based on artistic merit. It was based on advancing the LGBTQ or now Q cause.
Wow.
And you could find out a week beforehand. Classic example, and this is a slight digression. The three highest box office features in movie history are number 1, Avatar, number 2, Titanic, and number 3, Abyss by James Cameron.
Yep.
He did not get into Hollywood traditionally. He was an oceanographer, and he's a real world badass. He holds the record for the second deepest human dive in history, going down to 32,000 feet all by himself in the Marianas Trench.
I remember
2 U.S. Navy divers went down 36,000 feet. They were in a battle escape. He also did contracting with the U.S. Navy on this I Spy basis of salvaging missiles, bombs, crashed aircraft, submarine parts, and his exploration of the Titanic wreck was a cover for a secret assignment he was doing for the Navy, and he also explored the Bismarck, which was a cover for an assignment to salvage stuff from a sunken Russian nuclear submarine. He made documentaries to raise money to support his oceanography. That's how he got into Hollywood. Now, he was up for Best Picture with Avatar. Opposed to Avatar was one of the worst, most sorry-ass war movies I've ever seen called Hurt Locker. It didn't even make 4 or 5 days before it went to DVD or Blu-ray because nobody was looking at it. The Defense Department yanked its support because it was such a lousy war movie. That piece of fucked up shit got Best Picture of the Year. You know why?
Why?
The LGBTQ site told you. Because his ex-wife, who had just divorced him and announced that she was a lesbian, was the producer and director of Hurt Locker. So they said they were giving it to her to support the cause.
Wow.
See, that's the kind of shit they do. And when this thing jumped up there with his sorry ass and agreed to be the face of buffoonery to press this thing that this cabal has had for 50 years to emasculate this society, especially using black males to be the vehicle to do it, especially since they're using black males to glorify dysfunction, because every damn movie we have, like, for example, Empire.
Right.
It's a gangster. It's a bunch of gay motherfuckers that are supposed to be on top of game. It's some deviants selling drugs. It's all kinds of shit going wrong that black folks need to get the hell away from.
Yes.
Every damn image they give us is glorification of dysfunction.
Right.
And they keep pushing it, whether you're talking Tyler Perry or Oprah Winfrey, or whether you're talking the mainstream crap where they just do us. And they use black people to acclimate the general public into acceptance of this crap.
Right.
And they have slowly but surely caused in the public's mind the association of negativity with masculinity. They've got this topic now they call toxic masculinity, which is a misnomer because what they're describing is not masculinity. It's the lack of masculinity.
Yes.
If you take masculinity as a set of behavioral standards that are inputted into a boy's head on his way to manhood, you produce a grown male who is a man because he acts on the basis of duty, honor, obligation, responsibility, accountability. He is brave and courageous when necessary, but a man of peace otherwise.
Right.
That's what men are supposed to be about. And all this shit they call toxic is because the thing doesn't have masculinity in it. All this shoot 'em up in the neighborhood that we have, all this gang banging bullshit is because it's a matriarchy, which, by the way, is their ideal condition. And these boys don't get manhood training, and they don't understand how to control their capacity for violence. And then all these fool creepers that shoot up the hallways, you know, they have a lack of masculinity too. Every last one of them, and they don't know how to deal with bullies. And that's another one of these things. We need to protect the children from bullying, and it's the obligation of the parents, the teachers, and the police to stop this. Oh, hell no. If the boy doesn't know how to deal with a bully one way or the other on the process in the passage from boyhood to manhood, he doesn't make shit as a man.
Right. Right.
So we've got every goddamn negative thing that's fucking the situation up that these fools don't get their fucking up because they've got a new religion. It's called political correctness. Whatever it may be, right or left, it has infused politics. They've taken the masculine component of rationality, reason, accountability, logic, and analysis out of the process, and it has become a feminine emotive process, which has reduced the American political process to a damn stalemate. That's what the hell's going on. What Trump's about, Trump is for most subconscious assertion of masculinity. And he stands up and instead of being so polite, like, you know, be careful, guys, there's a lady present. Oh, yeah, man, watch your language. That's the way politics did work. But now the bitch element has jumped in there, and it no longer works that way because the ladies ain't ladies. They're running around trying to put a strap on and hide it under their goddamn pedal pushers and slacks and act like they're a man.
Yes. Yes, you know
and
it.
then you got these bitches like this Kamala Harris, who is a goddamn fraud. I was in California when that hoe was out there. If they nominated her for president, the Democratic Party did, it would be an unholy slaughter. This chick has all of these sets to pay, starting with Mayor Willie Brown of San Francisco. This hoe was in her 20s, and Willie Brown, because she put some Kama Sutra pussy on his ass, baby, I'll get you page 27 in the middle, and 219 at the top, 220 at the bottom. You know, this chick got a job 15 hours a week, paying $72,000 at taxpayers' expense. It went up to 20 hours a week, and she got paid $125,000. And Willie Brown got her a big BMW 750i. Then she tried to get on with the DA's office in San Francisco. She couldn't get on there, so there was a big scandal about her fucking the assistant director.
Oh, shit.
Got hired out of that. The other thing is the bitch ain't black. Did you see what her father wrote? The Jamaican? He says the only black he had in him was one grandmother who was part black. Every one of his other goddamn ancestors is either Hindu or a descendant of a white plantation owner. So Kamala Harris is a Hindu. She looks like one. She's got the same complexion, the same straight, coarse hair. And let me tell you, she's a Hindu Brahmin. Her mother was a Brahmin, and part of her daddy's family were Brahmins. You go to Jamaica, and she keeps pushing that shit. You go to Jamaica, and it was part of the British Commonwealth. You see people from Hong Kong, from Singapore. You see Aborigines from Australia. You see Indians from India, which used to be the jewel in the crown of the British Empire. You see all kinds of people there. And they've got places like St. Elizabeth Parish where everybody in there looks like Kamala Harris. And the first time I became aware of that is when I started my show in 1998. There was this fine